I get asked a lot, what is the style I do personally in my home? And the answer is a couple of different styles. I love French country mixed with farmhouse, where you take that beautiful black and white look with a complementary color and a little bit of a rustic vibe to it. Not too much, but just a little bit. So friends, I want to welcome you into my craft room today. I'm so grateful you stopped in to visit with me. I've got some fun ideas to share on this theme, and I hope they will inspire you. All right, now let's get crafting. When I think of French country, I always think of crate baskets, the kind that you would put apples in, the kind that you would use on a farm. I just love these kind of baskets, and today we're going to learn how to make one really easy, really affordable. We're going to take 2 of these hoop rings from the craft section at the Dollar Tree, and we are going to take some of these jumbo tongue depressor sticks that you can get from Walmart. Go ahead and figure out the length that you want the basket to be, how tall, and then go ahead and cut off all the sticks going all the way around the smallest ring. It'll look like a little sunburst, just like this. Then we're going to start taking each one of those sticks and we're going to start to glue them on. The heat from the hot glue is going to warm up the stick, which is going to allow you to be able to press it down and to curve it around that circle band. So just hold it into place until the hot glue dries off, and then once you've gone all the way around, you're going to notice there's going to be one spot on here that is just a little bit too big for the spot. If you come across that problem with your sticks that you have, it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and take that stick and cut it down from the width of the stick. So you can see here I'm just splintering right up it. It is going to want to crack a little bit, so just keep your pressure going in the same direction and move your scissors around until you've got that width that you want. Go ahead and glue that one into place, and now we're going to work on the top band. Now, because this is a basket, it's going to need that pressure to be distributed at the top. So we're going to glue on the first stick and then go to the opposite side and glue on that stick on the opposite side of the ring. Then we're going to go the other direction. So just think north, south, east, west. We're gluing them across from each other to distribute that pressure from the bands that are stretching out from those sticks. Keep repeating that, going opposite ways until you get all the way around the crate. Now, if you don't like that there is these openings from the crate, you could always come in with more sticks and fill that all in. But I love that charm of farmhouse, which is what that looks like to me. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is, add some reinforcement hot glue inside of that crate, and now we're going to take some paint and paint it whatever color we want. You could finish the bottom if you want to use this to actually hold objects in it. I would recommend using some foam core. Go ahead and take your basket, and you can decide at this point whatever stencil you would like to use on the front. I am going to be using this beautiful French type design where it's a bumblebee and a beautiful wreath of leaves. Go ahead and take your time just patting that paint in there, and once it's all done and dried, go ahead and lightly distress. You can see here I'm coming in with some brown paint. I'm rubbing it in with my hand and just keep moving along. In the end, you've got yourself this beautiful crate basket for your home. I thought it would be so much fun to create a sheep decor piece. So we're going to use some black felt, a wood round from the Dollar Tree, some yarn, a wooden square frame box, and a craft stick. Start by drilling 2 holes on your wood round right on the sides. This is going to be the leg of our little sheeps where our legs meet into the body. Go ahead and remove from the back side the staples, the twine, and the hang-up metal piece on the back. And then we're going to figure out how long we want the legs to be on our little sheep. Go ahead and cut that down. Make sure they're the same length, measure them, cut them, and then after that we're going to glue them into the wood round. Now I like to use a combination of wood glue and hot glue for the short-term, long-term hold. So first I put in some wood glue on one side of that hole, and then I came in with hot glue on the stick on the opposite side. I'm going to wedge that down in there, wiggle it around, and it is going to have a very nice lock in there for you. So this has got a nice high-end finish. Do both of the legs, And then at this point, we can start turning this into a darling little sheep. With it being that spring, summertime that we're always all so excited looking for ideas for, I'm going to take this yarn and I'm going to keep coiling it around and around, come up onto the side and over onto the back to finish the back side. I love a good finished project. So go ahead and keep coiling it around. Take your time because this is an easy way to get hot glue on your fingers and burn yourself. So just make sure you go all the way around really slowly. And then when you're done, make sure to fluff it up so it looks fluffy like a sheep. Then we're going to take those legs and we are going to add some hot glue into that box. And we're going to just glue those into place and hold it there until the glue dries. Now we're going to sketch out the sheep's head. It's kind of an oval shape with 2 oval ears coming off the sides. So once you've got that sketched out on a piece of paper, go ahead and cut it out. And then once you've got that cut out as a template, lay that onto your felt and cut it out from your felt. This is such a fun, easy project to do, and it really does have that French country farmhouse vibe to it. Go ahead and cut it all the way out and glue it right in the center of the sheep's body. Isn't this so whimsical and cute? I just can't even. This little sheep, he just makes me so happy. Then we're going to decorate the inside of our garden box so it looks like our sheep is standing out in a beautiful field. Go ahead and take some Spanish moss, add some glue into your crate box, and then just glue that right down in there. We don't need too much because we want to be able to add in some florals as well. And I'm going to just be using this beautiful lavender floral that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then for a little extra special touch, I took one of these library tags and I'm going to be using the paper pad from Maggie Holmes, her garden party collection. And I'm going to cut out the little tag that says Happy Day because this just makes me so happy, this little sheep. I'm going to cut that out and glue on into our metal library tag holder. I know there's an official name for this thing, but I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Leave a comment down below if you know what these little tags are called. And then just go ahead and glue that down into place. Clean it up. Can you tell my hands are totally calloused? I can touch hot glue pretty easily without getting burnt. I just always move it around real quick. In the end, you've got this charming little decor piece that is so perfect for the spring and summer. Now we're going to be taking some of these clothespins that I found on Amazon. I'll link them down below. I love them because they have a vintage style to them. Some of these safety pins and a whole bunch of fabric. Growing up, we actually had a clothesline in my backyard and my mom used it to save on electricity. I have good memories with these clothespins and I thought it would be so fun to turn them into a collected item that we can use for a decor piece that gives us that farmhouse French country charm. So go ahead and take some strips of fabric, all different fabrics, and then wrap them around onto the clothespins. Now, fabric shops back in the day would have things like this, so you can sample the fabrics and look at them, and that's what it reminds me of. So go ahead and just wrap a whole bunch of different fabrics, textiles, ribbons, lace, whatever you want to wrap on them. Add a little tiny dot of glue to lock them into place. And then we're going to come in with some safety pins and lock that into place with the safety pins. And really it's just to get that farmhouse look with the safety pins being on them. I'm going to add on some brown paint to give it a rusty old look. Now let's talk about this idea for a second because you're thinking, Heidi, this isn't that inventive. But one of the reasons why I love the farmhouse look is the collections that people bring together. So whether it's a whole bunch of little clocks, a whole bunch of little watches, all clustered together inside of a cloche or a bowl, it gives you that farmhouse collection look. So doing this is so fun because when you put them together inside of a dough bowl, it's such a beautiful thing to put on a shelf in your home to decorate with. I hope you give this one a try. For this project, we're going to be taking an old mason jar that I found at the thrift store, some carrots from the Dollar Tree, some Spanish moss, and then one of these garden tag signs that I feel has a very farmhouse flair to it. Start by taking that Spanish moss and tucking it down inside of the jar, and then go ahead and just fill in that jar with all these different size carrots. Once you've got those all nice and filled in, take some of your gingham black and white fabric or ribbon, tie it around and glue it into place, and then we're going to take the stick off of that garden tag. I'm using a white gel pen and I'm just writing the word bunny treats on it. And then we are going to take that little tag and glue it into place. Once it's glued into place, I felt like it still needed a little something extra, so I tied a bow out of that gingham fabric and glued that on. I like to leave the jar open so you can pull a carrot out for a bunny treat. And then I still felt like it was missing something, so it was time to add a cute little button, and that completes the look. These tiles have been so popular from the Dollar Tree, and there's all kinds of projects out there, but I wanted to do something special with it today that I hope you'll give a try. Go ahead and cut off that outer flat rim. That's going to release the adhesive strip on the back side. We don't need that adhesive strip, so go ahead and cut all the way around the tile. Remove the adhesive strip, and then we're going to paint it 2 coats of white paint. I'm going to come in with my brush just real quick. Make sure you smooth out the paint around those bumpy edges. It'll take longer to dry if you don't. I'm going to use my heat gun in between those 2 sessions. I'm going to dry it, come back in with some more white paint, and then dry it once again. Once everything has been dried and it's nice and white, go ahead and take some brown and black paint combo, and we are going to dry brush across the surface. Now this is the part that's really popular, everybody's been doing, but we're going to turn it into something really special. Once you've got that texture nice and raised and it just has that farmhouse French country look, go ahead and take that tile, once it's dry, flip it over, and we're going to fold it into almost like an envelope. Fold down the sides, making sure they overlap a little bit. You're going to have to make sure you kind of push past that one line detail on the tile to get a nice fold. And then we're going to glue that into place because we are going to be making a darling pocket to put some florals or whatever you want to put inside of it, honestly, for your doorknobs, for a hook in your house. It's going to be so cute when we're done. Once you've got that glued into place, go ahead and cut it in half, or you could leave it long. You could use this in a kitchen and put all kinds of wooden spoons in it. Oh, that could be so cute too. I like to use some popsicle sticks at the bottom because this is going to help it lock into place since it's got all that texture and bumpy grooves in it. Go ahead and put 2 popsicle sticks on opposite sides of it once you get that hot glue in there. And then go ahead and use some clips, these crafting clips that I use here from the Dollar Tree, and then just clip right onto that wood popsicle stick. That's going to help it lock into place all that glue in between all those little crevices. Then go ahead and remove it. Punch 2 holes out. I'm using my Crop-A-Dile. And then I'm going to feed in some wire here, and I'm just going to simply twist, twist, twist until I get all the way around, coiled up the handle part of this wire. And then I'm going to come over onto the other side and do the same thing so we can create a nice hang-up wire on this darling, darling tile little hang-up basket. I think these are so cool because you can fill them with all kinds of stuff, especially if you keep them long and not cut it in half. Like I said, you can fill it with wooden spoons. You can fill it with so many fun things. And you can make it even bigger and thicker depending on how many tiles you want to glue together. It's all up to you, and the options are endless. Now we want to make sure the pocket stays open. So go ahead and put some paper towels, glue those down in there. And then I'm going to come in with some Spanish moss. I'm going to glue that in there, and then after I've got my Spanish moss all glued in, now you can decide what florals you want to use. For the spring and summertime, I just think it's so beautiful. These lavender, salvia floral stems that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue a couple of those down in there with the 2 different tones of purple. And then to give it that farmhouse flair, I'm going to take one of these little wooden garden tags and I'm going to glue that right onto the front. This is such a beautiful way to get the look, and it's so cost friendly. The French Country Farmhouse style is one of the more expensive ones, and you do not have to pay a lot of money for these types of things. I highly recommend trying these crafts out for your own home. I love crafting so much, and if anything I can convince you to do is just to give crafting a try. All right, friends, I hope that this video inspired you. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did feel inspired by it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're new or returning and haven't yet. I'm going to recommend a video right here at the end that is similar to this styled video. And until the next episode, bye friends.